Step. Missed a step. There we go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to a special edition of Disney Trivia Live. This is the show, by the way, in which we play Disney. In which we play trivia.
Wait, hold on, stop. Trivia Live.
I'm giving you a chance. In which we play Trivia Live.
Disney.
Star Wars.
Oh.
I said in which we play Trivia Live.
Star Wars?
Okay.
Because, as the logo that my mom made says, because my dad made a logo that looks bad.
If you saw the first edition of this that was scheduled, you got to see the logo I made this morning. The current one's the logo my wife made this morning. Let there be no mistake of where the talent lies in this family. Hello, Luke. Hello, Caitlin. Hope you are doing well, recovering from your surgery. Hello, Nikki B. We will change that. Who else we got? Hello, Gio. Nice to see you. Let's see.
Nice photo there.
Who else we got? Hey, Donna. That's very nice of you. We do too. Hey, Schnebs. Nice to see you here. This is going to be a great one. Good one to come in on. Although you're here all the time now. Hello, Edith.
Hey, is that the sun coming up behind you?
This is the our guest last week. If you missed last week and you like Edith, well, she was there. You can go watch it. If you don't like Edith, she was only there for the second half. So watch the first.
Tony's already got issues.
Mike Mack is here. Oh, how wonderful. Nice to see you, Mac. Now you see why we do it at 7:30. Makes a lot more sense now, doesn't it? Fun fact, they mastered this in dress, but botched it on the broadcast. That's not fun. All right, and Broken Jeremiah is here as well. Oh, Robert Tucker. How'd I miss you, Mr. Tucker?
And there's also someone Leah on earlier.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Leah. I remember seeing your name. All right, we're here to play Disney Trivia Live. We have a very... Oh, Mike Farnham is here, Star Wars extraordinaire. Watch out for him. We have a very special edition of
I like their profile.
Disney Trivia Live here today as we are focusing on the subject of Star Wars. We have not one, not three, but two special guests today. Our first guest is going to be Lotico Fendan himself, straight off the Halcyon. He's got some stories to tell. And then our second guest, I believe, is going to be Mike Celestino, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, thank you, Mike Celestino. So that's going to be exciting. And both our contests are about Star Wars. The first one written by Lodico and the second one written by Mike Celestino. So the first one is all in Arabic, so we hope you're ready. That's all that's all Lodico can write. At least the words are English, even if the characters aren't. All right. Let's see. Oh, we have some comments to read. Let's see.
Yeah, we have a lot of comments.
Edith says, I think it has to be Bright Suns for me.
Yeah.
Kyle said, oh, I forgot I got to read Kyle's first. Fresh off the Halcyon. Man, that long trip must have cost. Yeah. Fresh is in Star Wars terms, time is different when you're when you're trying to fill 13 seconds until it's time to play the rules video. We have rules for how to play Star Wars Trivia Live.
How do we play? Wait, what are those rules? I don't know.
Wait,
I hear something. It sounds like a video telling me about the rules. You started 3 seconds early. How dare you? I'm sure you're ready to play Disney Trivia Live, but before we do, there are a few rules. So, what are we waiting for? Let's go! To start, you'll need 2 screens to play, unless you're on computer. We'll get to that in a moment. You'll need one to watch the live stream, which you use to choose questions, and one to play trivia game, you use to answer. Now you will need to be able to see both at the same time, and there are a few ways to do that. On a computer, just put the 2 windows side by side. It's not hard, but on other devices, you may have to stand outside the box. If by yourself, the best bet is watching on some sort of tablet and playing on a phone. But if you're hosting some weird taco and trivia party with friends, you might want to put us on the big screen of a TV and have everyone play on their phones. Oh, and not the old-fashioned kind of phones. Phones that can run websites, like LP Quiz. We use LP Quiz to play the games because it allows for us to do some really fun question types. All I have to do is go to lpquiz.com and type in a pin. Not that kind. A 4-digit code we will review when it's time to start the game. Oh, we also have prizes. If luck is on your side, you will get your very own magnet. There are 2 ways to win. Way 1, get first place. And way 2, finish in the spot that the wheel, I said wheel, lands on. In order to claim the prize, take a screenshot of your screen and send it to trivia@laughingplace.com. Oh, and one more thing. Please don't watch on Facebook. You see, it has a pretty big lag, making it impossible to play on it. So don't use Facebook. Well, that's that. Now it's time for you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the one and only Disney Trivia Live. Hello, everybody.
We're back. That's all. All right. So we've got 2 contests for you guys today.
We do.
2 contests.
How many?
2 contests.
Wait, how many?
I gotta be, I'm gonna mess up one day. 2 contests. So our first contest, written by Lotico Fendan himself. Have we mentioned he is direct from his trip following the Halcyon Express to Batuu? And that contest is
Halcyon Express.
Yeah. Well, it's only 2 days. It must be the Express. Normally, a trip to Batuu takes like 3 weeks.
You do realize there's light speed, right?
You really? Do you think light speed means you move at the speed of light?
Yes, actually.
No. Lodico explained to us what light speed means. That's not quite what it means. You're close. Galactic Starcruiser is that first contest, and then Lodico's going to get out of here. He's got a documentary to finish, and instead we're going to get Mike Celestino here to do our second contest, which is called April 30th Be With You, which is a very clever title, if Mike does say so himself. And we are also, between contests, going to premiere a teaser for episode 4 of Antiquities, the journal of Lodico's trip on the Halcyon. And then directly after this show, we will premiere the entire 4th episode 4 or 5. I believe the subtitle for this one is There's No Hope. So that is coming up later.
No, that's the subtitle of this show.
That's much better. I know. I'm sorry, Lodico. Lodico's down there. He's waiting for us to bring him on. So let's bring on Lodico as we prepare for today's show. No, and if you, that didn't feel right. And if you should, Lodico knows the show. Lodico, how you doing?
Thank you. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you for having me here on Coruscant for the Galactic Symposium of Antiquities. I hope you enjoyed my speech on my recent trip aboard the Halcyon Starcruiser. I believe now we can open up the floor to questions, and then following that, there will be a little quiz that I put together about the Halcyons and its history.
Lodico.
Yes, you in the shirt.
Do you know why we're here?
Yes, this is the Galactic Symposium on Antiquities in the old Senate building. You might recognize it. They've transformed it into kind of an audience chamber, amphitheater, if you will.
Okay, so can you tell us a little bit about the seminal chronicling of your excursion on the Halcyon that is currently airing on the most popular channel in all the world?
Yes, I've put together a 5-part documentary about my travel aboard the Halcyon. It's called Antiquities, actually also the title of the talk that I just gave. And 3 of the parts have been released already. The 4th will be released immediately after this session that we're conducting right now. And the 5th will be released at some point to be determined in the future.
Now, you said we were opening the floor to questions. We do have a question all the way from Down Under, which is a city on planet Earth. Do you know how much of a legend you are?
You know, I actually wasn't aware that anyone knew about my travels or my expertise or anything like that. But then if you've been watching the Hollow documentary, you might have noticed that my reputation preceded me. Like, people knew who I was before I even introduced myself to them. So it seems that people are catching on. People are paying attention to what I've been investigating, my little journeys across the galaxy, that kind of thing. So it is very humbling, and it's a big honor that anyone cares enough to pay attention to my journeys.
Now that I got you here, Lodico, I got to ask a question because this always bugs me. Why, when something extraordinary happens to someone, do they call it humbling? I would think that kind of swells their head, not humbles them.
Yeah, yes, it's a it's a bit of a conundrum there. Yes, an oxymoron.
David Murto has a question. I've also wondered. So if you see it there, could you?
David Murto has a question. What does Doc Ondar smell like?
You kind of get used to it. It's like working in a factory. The first few weeks were tough working under Doc Ondar, but after a while, you don't even notice it. What is it? I would compare it to let's see, the sewers of Corellia. If you've been there, you know where the white worms hang out, the underground gangs and stuff. Yeah,
I've spent several parsecs there. I understand. We have a question from J. Valdezo, or maybe they're French. So J. Valdezo. I heard Lodico single-handedly took down a Sith on the Halcyon. Is this true?
That may be an exaggeration. I can't say that I single-handedly took down anyone, let alone a Sith. I'm not much of a warrior myself. I'm more of an intellectual, I suppose.
And Edith, I think, is coming up on the humbling thing. I didn't know anyone knew about my travels at the end of the speech about his documentary of his travels.
This is a new thing for me. This is not something that I'm used to. I got invited here after my documentary started catching on. Again, very humbled and warm reception here when I got here. So I'm not used to this level of celebrity around the galaxy, but
I can tell you
here for sure.
We've had inquiries about this episode for parsecs. So yeah, people know. One last question for you before we move on with the show.
Okay.
Do you prefer blue milk or green milk?
Blue.
Thank you for that answer. So as we mentioned, we've got two contests. The one you wrote for us today is a Galactic Starcruiser, correct?
Yeah, well, this is all about the Halcyon Starcruiser. Yes, its crew, events that may have taken place aboard that ship, its history, that kind of thing. Yes.
And are you familiar with the show? Have you been able to watch one on your holodeck or anything?
Which show is that?
Disney Trivia Live. Are you aware what you're going to be doing here?
Yeah, we're just doing a quiz to kind of see if you absorbed what I talked about in the speech I gave about the Halcyon Starcruiser. Okay.
So if I asked you to fill in any of our catchphrases or anything, you have no idea what I'm talking about.
Unfortunately, no. I haven't spent a lot of time here in the Galactic Symposium. I know you guys do it once a cycle, but my journeys have taken me far across the galaxy. I don't really spend a lot of time in this kind of environment, I'm afraid.
No, we do it more than every 28 days. All right. Well, then I will tell you and everyone else that the winner of today's contest, both of them, will win something we call a Disney Trivia Live magnet. We would like to give you a special edition for this show, but we don't have one. And in addition to the winner, we give one to the person who finishes in a place to be determined by, I don't know if you have this shape on your home planet, but this is called a wheel. So we will spin this wheel at the start of the show, and it will find a number, and whoever finishes in that place will also win a Disney Trivia Live magnet. Do you have magnetism where you come from?
Oh, of course, yes. And wheels were actually in common usage here for many centuries, a long time ago, actually. Mostly been replaced by repulsor lift, that kind of thing. But you will, every once in a while, you will find a tank or some kind of vehicle that does still use the wheel.
Oh, well, thank you. The more you know, Lodico. Thank you so much. So we're going to start this contest. Let me just quickly go through my head. I don't want to be thrown off, do something wrong. Okay, get yourselves over to lpquiz.com, lpquiz.com, as we prepare to begin our first contest, which is called Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser. It is a quiz on the symposium we have all just watched, and good luck with it. Are you ready to begin, Mr. Fendan?
I'm ready. Yeah, I'm ready whenever you are, yes.
All right, so we're going to transition here. We're also going to do one of these, so you can be in the center. No. You're not in the center. What did I do wrong?
No, because you did transition.
Oh, thank you. There you go. All right. Which comment did I miss?
From a little.
Oh man.
It's about Liberty.
Oh.
This is how Liberty dies. I saw it, but I didn't get it.
Oh, well, everybody else will. So just you can
Mike Mack a while ago said, "This is how Liberty dies."
My understanding, a very famous quote that was once spoken in this room, this very room. Probably about, let's see, that would have been about 60 years ago or so, right about around the fall of the original Republic.
Not with the bang, but with the whimper. Are you a fan, Lodico, of that first Republic Senate period where they first discovered tiny Anakin Skywalker?
I'm fascinated by that period as a historical era, but I have watched some holo documentaries about them, and I found them to be lacking as far as filmmaking goes.
Lodico, I am humbled to be in your presence because you are so much smarter than I am, and that is the proper use of humbled. This other thing, I don't understand at all. All right, 4572 is the number, 4572. Here's some of the names. Can you see those names, Lodico? Let's do this.
Yes.
Any of those stick out to you as being pretty cool?
Well, there was a representative from Naboo, again, around the same period, named Jar Jar Binks. Actually, it was a Gungan. Let's see, R2-D2 is a droid, an astromech droid. Princess Leia, another very famous figure here in the galaxy.
I see one called Gaia 5 Eva. Does that mean anything to you?
Oh, you know what? I'm a huge Gaia fan now. You might, if you watch part 4 of my holo documentary tonight, you may see quite a bit of Gaia in there. I don't want to give away too much, but let's say that she and I had a bit of interaction, and I ended up helping her out with an important task.
Now, there's a person who's often in our game. I don't see him here today. His name is Mike Celestino. So he always does clever names off the name Mike C. And I would say he's generally our most clever naming person. But today he's been surpassed as someone who normally goes by Edith Down Under.
Oh, I was going to say that one. Edith Dokondar.
Edith Duck. That's pretty clever. So, Mayor Box Truck is trolling. What?
I like Edith Dokondar. Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah,
he used to be a mentor of mine. We've already kind of discussed that, but yeah.
There's also a clever Admiral Makbar. Are you familiar with the Admiral?
I know of an Admiral Akbar who he actually just recently passed away. He served the rebellion, the alliance against the Empire, I guess the official name of it would have been, and then recently died fighting against the First Order for the Resistance.
Lodico, if I can ask you, just to give a declaration on this. Lieutenant Croy from the Starcruiser rhymes with Troy from the High School Musical trilogy. Would you call that fun?
Yeah, I would say that's a fun fact.
Wow. All right, Lodico, right about now is where we need someone to say spin that wheel. Since we have a guest, can the guest just somehow utter that phrase with vigor? Spin that wheel.
Absolutely, I'm happy to. Spin that wheel.
Oh, okay.
That was good.
Got it.
That was good.
Got it, Mr.
We should clip that and use it. So everyone out there, if you finish in first place or
The very not hollow wheel has landed on 21.
21, first or 21, Mac, you will win your very own Disney Trivia Live magnet, because that's how we do it around here. You can be smart or lucky and win a magnet. So
you can be smart or you can be Mac. Except Mac's never won one.
Whoa, poor Mac just sitting out there watching some trivia. Gideon. All right, are you ready to begin, Mr. Fendan?
I am ready to begin, yes.
Can you see the screen clearly so you can do all the reading today?
Yes, I'll be reading the questions. Yes, no problem.
Okay. Thank you, Lodico. Here we go.
Okay, I believe we're starting with a poll here, actually, and this will get you used to the interface of the data pads that you'll be using to answer these questions. And our poll today is: have you taken a journey aboard the Halcyon Starcruiser? A is yes, B is no, but I plan to. C is no, and I never will. And then D is what's the Halcyon Starcruiser? Which, if you're asking that question, you clearly were not paying attention to my speech.
If anyone missed your how long was your speech?
Oh, those are clocked in on just under 5 hours.
So is there some place people can go watch that? Because I know it's fascinating.
Well, I asked people not to make hollow recordings at the beginning, just to keep it, you want to keep it unique to the people who bothered showing up, so that they're not spreading it all around the HoloNet.
Edith Doc Andar says this would have been so much funnier if the whole quiz was in Arabesh. Did we consider that?
Oh,
I had actually submitted it in Arabesh, and looks like someone has converted it to High Galactic.
Is that what we call this? High Galactic. Yes. All right. Your answer is obviously yes. I believe we're both B, right?
Yeah, we're definitely B. Mom.
Yeah. I think Mom is a B as well.
I'm a B.
Yes. Let's see what the peeps are.
Ooh.
Why would you say you never will? Do you recommend people take a ride on the holo thingy?
I was hesitant about the Halcyon as well, and it was a bit expensive, but I had a wonderful experience. I would almost call it a life-changing experience myself. So,
Wow. I think I know who that one was. That would be one Kyle Burbank. All right, here we go. Now it counts. Lodico.
Okay, question number 1 for 1,000 points. Which travel company operates the Halcyon Starcruiser? Is it the Shangri-La Starline, Batuu and Beyond, Interstellar Journeys, or Coruscant Excursion Company? Coruscant Excursion Corporation.
If I could ask you a question, because I feel like after your 5-hour symposium in this quiz, some people may be more interested than they were before. How would you recommend? Did you use a travel agent for this?
I did. I actually called a travel agent via my trusty data pad here and booked the trip. It wasn't too difficult. I actually wanted something cheaper, but that was all that was available at the time. So I needed to get to Batuu as soon as possible. At that point, I took them up on that offer.
I believe that's in your first full, what is that, your intro video where you booked that trip? People could actually watch you book it?
Yes, that would be part 1 of the Antiquities docu series. Yes.
And if you have any trouble finding that, or you want another alternative, we recommend Mouse Fan Travel. They can help you out as well. They probably aren't as cool looking as the hologram that Michael used. That Lodico used. They should have a swear jar or something, but it's pretty cool. Edith also recommends Spirit Airlines as a way to get to the Halcyon. So.
Yeah. Or bad Batuu and Beyond.
Batuu and Beyond. Oh, Interstellar Journeys flying exclusively to Mirth. All right. The question here was, what company operates the Halcyon? The answer, of course, is
Shangri-La Starline. Yes.
And you guys,
most people seem to know that.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Now I know we've not been on classy Shangri-La Starlines. We have been on the not as fancy Star Tours, and
yes,
you enjoy those experiences, right?
Yeah, that's good. It's not quite as long and luxurious a trip, but it gets you there quickly and then back before you know it.
It's like the difference between taking a cruise and doing the Catalina Express up to Catalina.
Yeah, it is very well put. Very well put. But you somehow never actually spend much time in Batuu. All right. Darth Geo is in first place here. He's one of our regulars. TJ Swamp Rat, is that the name of that animal in Star Wars lore?
It looks like a loth cat to me.
I think that's what I was after. Dio, Gaia Fiva, and Wiggle Mania rounding out the top 5. Let's go to question number 2.
Question number 2. Here we go. What species was Shug Drabor, the founder of Shangri-La Starline and designer of the Halcyon? There he is right there. So if you know your species, you might get this one. Was he an Aqualish, an Zelen, a Gran, or a Gand?
How happy I am you are here to pronounce these terms, Lodico. I took this test. I got this one right. I pat myself on the back.
Did you guess?
Did you get to? Yeah, I did. Did you get to meet Shug Drabor on the ship?
Unfortunately, no. He was alive many hundreds of years ago. So this ship is actually 275 years old. It was celebrating its anniversary during my journey, actually.
Now, was it a smooth journey? Just nice and luxurious, relaxing, lots of drinking?
I kind of wish that it had been, but it was eventful. I'll say that. The First Order showed up. We had some combat, I guess you could say. There was some discourse going on there.
Discourse.
It wasn't all friendly.
I will say for most people, probably still alive.
Wow. All right, and Zelon was the right. Now you say it, Mike. You say it, Lodico.
Angelin. There's another Angelin you might know named Babu Frick, who's a droid mechanic.
Oh, really? Are they like brother and sister?
That's a great question. I actually don't know if those two Angelins are related to each other.
What was that reaction? Mom's always just going.
Wouldn't that be an awfully long time to be?
I don't know how long Shrug Drabor lives.
Yeah, no, good point.
By the way, everyone's impressed by Mike Mack, so here we go. More like Shrug Drabor in that picture, am I right?
Ha ha! So funny.
Mac, you're funnier on the West Coast.
Did you see that Kyle Burbank's friend did not get a warm welcome from the Chandrilla folks because he was wearing a Indoor Express attire?
Oh, the competition.
Yeah,
That is not nice.
yeah, no.
That's like wearing a carnival shirt on a Disney cruise ship.
Yeah, apparently.
No.
Or like wearing a Universal shirts at Disney.
Edith has a great question. Batuu is known for a very iconic sound. Can Lodico recreate this sound for us?
I'm not much for impressions. I'm sorry. I could tell you about my favorite possession, but I can't really do much of an impression.
Well, I will let you know. You do one impression great, Lodico. I'm sure it's just a coincidence, but your Sean Connery is spot on. I
don't know who that is.
Okay. Oh, scoreboard. Sorry.
Poor guy.
Okay. Donna Wookiees in first place. Magical Mickey. Look at all these long names messing up my board. Rye, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge,
we
and
got
Snev.
a fun one.
Oh, man. All right. Read on.
Question number 3. Which of these rooms aboard the Halcyon is not directly connected to the atrium, the bridge, the sublight lounge, the Crown of Corellia dining room, or the Chandrilla collection? That's the fourth one is the gift shop.
Did you get to visit all of these locations while on board the Halcyon?
Oh, yeah, yes. I definitely made sure to visit every space that was open to guests.
They actually let the guests visit the bridge?
Oh, yeah. They actually actively train the guests, the passengers on the ship, to use the bridge the bridge controls, believe it or not.
Wow.
So everyone's life was in your hands?
Frequently, multiple times.
Wow.
I am humbled by that.
Actually, I said earlier now, I have to correct myself, that I said earlier that I didn't take anyone out. That's not true, because I didn't think about the many TIE fighter pilots that I murdered.
Technically, if you're acting in self-defense, that's not murder. It's still homicide, but not murder.
Fair enough.
By the way, that's you in this picture on board the Halcyon, isn't it?
That is an image of me in the atrium of the Halcyon, yes.
Which begs the question, does Lodico own one outfit?
There was an issue with my luggage during my recent travels. I need to really, by the next time I go home to my home planet of Stugin, I'm going to have to change up some of my wardrobe.
Yeah, you look good. Don't get me wrong.
Thank you.
Did you ask Indiana Jones that question?
Yes.
Seriously? Or Han Solo?
Han Solo has more than one, doesn't he?
Yeah, he changed it.
Not really.
Lodico, do you know Han Solo, by the way? Have you crossed paths with him?
I have not met Han Solo, though I do know about him. I actually found the spot on the Halcyon where Han Solo, very famous rebel captain, rebel pilot, and his wife, Leia Organa, actually carved their initials into the engineering room on the Halcyon because they spent their honeymoon there.
That's sweet.
Nice.
Laughing Place does not condone the carving of initials on the Halcyon. All right. Yes, exactly.
I mean, they have enough ships that if the Halcyon goes hey, something goes that, there will not be a Halcyon.
As long as it's not soiled, keep writing it. All right. The correct answer here was the Crown of Corellia dining room, which I believe you have to go down 3 decks and through a tunnel to get to.
It's down. It's either down 1 or down 2. I can't remember, but yes, it is down a couple decks from the atrium. I believe it's 2 decks below the atrium.
Mac has a great question. You talked about the wonderful exploits of Han Solo and Princess Leia Morgana. Was that before or after their son murdered hundreds of people?
Oh gosh, yeah. Let's not get into that. This is a touchy subject right now.
Let's move on then.
You know, I've affiliated myself with the Resistance, and Leia is still their de facto leader. Her son being the leader of the opposing forces in the First Order. It's just a whole thing. So let's just leave that be for now.
And as Kyle points out, he may have murdered hundreds of people, but he was
That hasn't happened yet.
he was redeemed. This hasn't happened yet?
No. Well, technically, all of this has already happened because that was the wrong. Well, timelines are confusing.
All right. Exactly.
We don't talk about timeline. No.
Number 4, which variant of the card game Shabak is played on the holotable in the Shublight Lounge? Is it Corellian Cruise, Batuu Bust, Alderaan Blast, or Coruscant Shift?
Now I can see you there. I've watched some of Antiquities. I know you did well in your Sabak tournament. Did you win?
I made it to the second round of the Shabak tournament on board, and unfortunately, my luck ran out at that point.
Darn. I'm humbled by that, actually.
I did quite enjoy this this variant that the answer is going to be. I don't want to ruin it, but I do actually prefer it to the standard version of Shabak that I was used to.
So the question's over. It's the Coruscant variant, the Coruscant Shift. I'm sorry.
Coruscant Shift is correct. Yeah, a lot of people knew that one. Yeah,
I am quite impressed by the number of people that knew that one. I got this one wrong upon testing out this contest, and apparently this variant is unrelated to the Tennessee Valley Authority that Mac's talking about. Correct?
Yeah. Just go with my yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Moving on, Mr. Fendan.
There's scoreboard.
Scoreboard, man. Someday.
Also, Kyle pointing out that we don't get the only.
That's true. That's true. What is that for? I don't even remember. Highest timer. Okay, we need to somehow. Hey, Uncle Andar. No, Darth Geo has moved up 9 spots. That's got to be the highest climber.
You can actually look this manually.
Oh no, Jub moved up 10 spots.
So you'll have to figure that. We'll have to figure that out. There's got to be somewhere you can get like a text message.
Yeah, text message. I'm going to integrate text messaging into this. All right. Sorry about that, Lodico. Are you still there?
Yes. Yes, I'm listening.
Read.
Number 5. What is the name of the current Pantoran captain of the Halcyon? Pantoran being the species. Is it Captain Pike, Captain Phillips, Captain Kevin, or Captain Sully?
At any point on the ship, did you, Lodico, say, "I am the captain now"?
I did not have the opportunity to say that, no.
Okay. I would not pass that up. Especially if it's Captain Phillips is the answer. Let's see. The question are in front of you, but the answer is
Captain Kevin is correct, yes.
And this is said captain right here?
That's her, yes.
She's blue.
I had the opportunity to interact with her quite a bit as well.
Okay. The LP social network. I like that idea. We'll just call it LP social network. Drop the.
I don't know if some of her history isn't available that Lodico could talk about.
Do you know anything about Captain Kevin, her history on the Chandrilla Star Line?
You know, I wish I had more of an opportunity to speak with her aboard the ship about her history, but I'm afraid to say I don't know too much about her time prior to the current period when I met her.
5-hour symposium and somehow didn't even cover the captain. All right. After the next question, we will cover something you are aware of. With that, Sea Dog is up 10 places. He's the highest climber. Yodelay-hee, 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 who won credit.
That works.
By the way, did you spend a lot of credits on the ship?
I did take home some souvenirs, so yes, I did. I actually had a Batuu Inspira that had some credits loaded onto it, and I spent quite a bit of what I already had on there. Walked away with let's see, I don't know if I have anything here with me, but
I was gonna. You mentioned your possessions earlier. I was going to ask you about possessions. Anything you wanted to show off?
I mean, if you had asked me my favorite possession, I would have told you that I do have this. So this is actually an antique lightsaber that I thought to be the Prime Jedi lightsaber, meaning the first ever Jedi, that person's lightsaber. Doc Ondar, my previous mentor, had taught me to look for this. It was a quest of his for many, many years of his life. I went off to find it on my own. I tracked it down on the planet Tython. You may have seen that in part of my Holo documentary. And when I did bring it back to Doc Ondar on Batuu, he informed me that he believes this to be a replica, which I find hard to believe, but I have to trust his knowledge and instincts because he's been doing this for far longer than I have. So I do still have it. I do still really like it. And I do think at the very least it's antique. I haven't quite decided what to do with it yet. So stay tuned for that.
Have you considered just, kind of dramatically throwing it over your shoulder into the water?
No. Well, what makes you say that?
It feels like it would kind of move the plot along a little bit. All right. Question number 6.
Dramatic for super fans to talk about.
Question number 6. Oh, sorry about that. Let's get this back here.
What is the name of the sect of Force devotees who teach lightsaber training aboard the Halcyon? Is it the Raja, the Saja, the Guardians of the Wills, or the Protectors of the Jedi?
The Raja. I know the Raja's a tiger. The Guardians of the Wills, I believe the 3rd volume of that is coming out next year.
Oh, that's a new attraction coming up.
Yeah, coming soon. Did you get to do some lightsaber training?
So I actually didn't because, as you'll find out in part 4 of my Holo documentary, there was another task set aside for me around the same time I was scheduled for lightsaber training. Plus, I had just recently had that unpleasant experience involving that lightsaber that I just showed you. So I wasn't really in the mood for anything involving lightsabers.
You speak highly of Doc Ondar, but I'm starting to think he's kind of a jerk.
Not the most pleasant being I've ever interacted with, but a very knowledgeable Ithorian.
The Sasha is apparently the answer.
Correct.
We're a kind and gentle people.
I had some. You're going to see me speaking to Asaja in the documentary tonight as well.
Let's show off. We actually, one of our friends also got to go on the Halcyon and brought us through some space-time portal.
Lights up.
Sounds just like it.
Yeah.
Oh! It's big now, and it can make an alarm because that's fun.
So I was shown those models as well, and I was told that you could find your individual room, the room that you stayed in the windows on the side.
Nice. Wow. Edith points out Doc Ondar refused her a carrying case, so he's in her bad books. One thing you'll know about Edith, she likes to put S's on the end of words for no particular reason, so that's why it says bad books. All right.
Back.
Scoreboard says Darth Gio's in first place. Magical Mickey's jumping up into second. They are separated by only 11 points, Lotico Fendan. Is there any catchphrase that might pop into your head when you see something like that?
I would believe it to be anybody's game.
You're so right, Lodico.
I also want to point out to Edith and whoever else is listening or watching right now that my accent is purely Stujonian and not related to any, don't compare it to any accent that you might be familiar with.
Well, Edith, we call her from down under. She's actually from Ireland and sounds quite a bit like you, which strange coincidence. Do you have Blarney stones where you come from?
I also don't know what that is. But speaking of stones, there's a stone called the Hyananea, which is one of the singing stones from the planet Ryloth. And that's going to factor in quite a bit to part 4 of Antiquities. Not to keep plugging my Holo documentary, but
plug away. Plug away.
Okay.
Yeah. I was going to ask you about an experience on the climate simulator, but that might be related to a question coming up, so I will keep that on the DL for now.
Terrific. Number 7. From which planet did this blue shrimp originate? Is that from Felucia, Chila, Trandosha, or Sorgan?
Is blue shrimp, did that touch your lips?
Yes, I quite enjoyed the blue shrimp. It was a delicious dish.
Delicious dish. Is it true that the shrimp aboard the Halcyon are somehow related to Jabba the Hutt?
That's a new one on me, but you'll have to explain that one to me.
They just seem to kind of look at like the shrimp is like a tiny shrimp version of Jabba the Hutt.
I would call Jabba more of a slug than a shrimp.
You know what? I've often confused those two animals. My bad. That's on me.
How do you confuse
Look,
slug and
they both
shrimp?
start with S. They both have 4 letters except for the extra 2 on shrimp. So, that was bad. What is the correct answer?
That's a Felucian blue shrimp.
The Felucian blue. I just want to take another quick look now that we know the name. The Felucian blue shrimp with brown dipping sauces. Looks quite yummy if you're into that.
Is that an animal that we might have seen in previous Holo visions or whatever you're calling movies?
Whatever you're calling movies. Way to value the magic, Rebecca.
Well, I do know Felucia, the planet, was one of the planets where one of the Jedi was murdered by the clone troopers when there was that uprising at the end of the Republic era. I don't know which holodrama you're speaking of.
Holodrama. That's the word I was looking for.
I also believe Felucia is a country here on Earth, somewhere in the Middle East, if I'm not mistaken. Broken Jeremiah, is it a double header today? Because the game ended a while ago. That would be news to me. Anyway.
It was in rain delay hours ago, yeah.
Yeah, but now it's over. And I'm wondering, is it in rain delay? Anyway, this is not what we're here for. That's a sport called baseball here on Earth.
Did you see Tony Betty's reply, Mr. Host?
Put that plate in front of me and I'd say, bye, Felucia, and push it aside.
That's
That's a good one.
I get it.
Tony's way.
I get it. Mike Mac gets it. I suspect Lodico gets it.
Lodico gave a little earthly
we're
chuckle
good.
there.
We're
Yeah.
good.
Earthly chuckle.
He just keeping track of the important stuff here.
A lot of murder in the galaxy.
The galaxy's kind of, it looks all pretty and stuff on the Holo projections, but it's kind of a rough place, isn't it, Mr. Fendan?
It can be a very tough place, and these folks considering themselves the new leaders and people want to control the galaxy and control all the planets and all the people. They just keep popping up every few decades. They barely even change the uniforms anymore.
And don't they always kind of have the same way of proving their might? They just build this giant planet and shoot things.
Let's not have another super weapon. Let's be original next time. Exactly.
Mike Mack would like to point out that Lodico
Yep, I agree.
is my favorite thing since Mike C eating popcorn. Yeah, you won't understand that. But.
So is Lodico putting himself out there as some sort of analyst, some sort of strategic analyst for the First Order? I mean,
for the First Order?
I mean, he's offering advice on super weapons.
Yeah, why would you want to tell the First Order what to do?
Yeah. Aren't we happy that they...
I'm not telling them what to do. I'm just saying for my own personal enjoyment, let's come up... I hope the next... once the First Order's defeated, whoever comes around in another 20 years, I hope that they come up with something fresh.
Breaking news, Lodico wants more successful empire for his own personal enjoyment.
Breaking news, Lodico might be a psychopath.
I mean, I'm just saying, if you're reading the history Hollows, however many years from now, and you come across the Empire, and then 20 years later is the First Order, you're just going to roll your eyes.
As many of us did.
Not to mention
Yes.
we made 2 of those first Death Stars, and then there's that
No.
Star Killer
Do we have a
face
supreme
thing.
leader in development right in front of us?
Supreme leader. Wouldn't that be the ultimate twist at Antiquities episode 5? Lodico goes to the dark side. He discovers the Force is real and goes to the dark side.
Ooh, this could be fun. We'll have to see what happens.
Remains to be seen. I haven't completed it yet, so.
Ooh.
Oh, man, the journey continues. The hero's journey.
Question number 8. Which of these is not a song by the aforementioned Gaia? Is it Alugahu, Coaxium, Hyananea, or Gaia? Which of these is not a song by Gaia?
Can you sing just a little bit of any of these songs for us?
Not a dancer, not a singer. Really?
Okay, no. The singing was the first question, and you had an option on that one. The second, you have no option. Can we get a little bit of the Halcyon Hustle?
I remember. So I did attempt the Halcyon Hustle, but I know there was a clap involved. There was some shuffling back and forth and clapping. That's about all I retained. My mind is elsewhere. More interested by other topics than dancing.
I have seen, I believe, every second of Antiquities in all its forms so far, as well as a lot of the backstage footage, as I am a special higher up in the company producing your documentary, and you doing the Halcyon Hustle was by far my favorite moment.
Well, I appreciate that. It wasn't planned, but you try to go along, have fun while these journeys are happening.
We have a question from one of our regulars, Paul Schnabs. Lodico, are you familiar with the chronicles of the great historian Egrog Sakul?
I have heard that name. I don't know. I'm ashamed to say I don't know a tremendous amount about him. I haven't read any of his work, but I've heard the name.
Yeah, I think his most famous work is a chronicling of the early days of the Republic called Imzadi. You're not familiar with that. Mike Mack says you're more of a cha-cha slide kind of guy, I guess.
I feel like we may have heard his name when we were awaiting our shuttle to Endor.
Oh.
But I'm not sure. I feel like maybe we heard that name being, like he had a message.
Schnabs will help us out.
Yeah.
Oh man, you got people with this one.
Yes, Gaia is actually her opening number. She sings a song called Gaia at her shows. Coaxium is definitely a song, and Aluga, who is by a different artist whose name escapes me, but you might hear it if you visit Oga's Cantina on Batuu.
Wow, so they took a ride on the Endor Express.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, they haven't.
Have you heard of the
Recently started that.
The tragedy of Plagueis the Wise?
Darth Plagueis, yes, very hidden in the shadows type figure in galactic history, but not a lot written and not a lot known about him.
All right. Well, people did not do well on that one. The scores probably did not change very much. Top 5 remains the same. Geo's lead is going up a little
Who
bit.
got it right? I want to know.
But Gaia forever. Let's see. Uncle Andar and SW Galaxy's Edge got that right.
No, that's just it.
That's it. All right. That was a tough one there. I got that one right.
So did I.
Did you?
Tony Betty would like to point out that Gaia is apparently quite the narcissist. So.
When you're that talented, it goes to your head a little bit, I think, probably.
Which much really humbler, I would think.
It's very humbling. It's humbling, yeah.
Diva, different than narcissist. Diva.
The difference being...
The definition.
I am the greatest singer in the world, which is so humbling to me. Question number 9 and feeling dandy.
Okay. What is the name of Gaia's human manager? Is it Oleg Thera, Wraith Cole, Holt Arake, or Therm Scissor Punch?
Are all 4 of these actual names that you have heard within your travels?
No. Okay. 2 of them are not.
Therm Scissor Punch, I hope is one. Enough time has passed. You can say it. The time's up for them.
Therm Scissor Punch has been known to hang out in the lodge on Vandor. A real being. I forget the name of his species, but yes, a real being in the galaxy.
Is it the bad name species? Correct answer here, I believe, would be Wraith Cole, which is one heck of a name.
Correct. And again, somebody who I befriended and interacted with quite a bit on the Halcyon, and you'll see that in tonight's part of the documentary.
So Mike Mack was silly enough to think Therm Scissor Punch was a fake name, but Mike Farnham let us know he's in solo and he's a sabacc player.
It's a holodrama that we have here.
Oh, yes. It tells the story of a young Han Solo who I believe you found his initials carved into the Halcyon.
Correct.
Before he settled down with Leia of Organa, he
was quite the scoundrel.
Quite the parsec runner with one Land. Shut up, people. Lando Calrissian.
So painful. So painful.
I know my stuff, all right?
There you go.
I guess.
Darth Geo remains in first place. Magical Mickey, though. Looking on.
I like Mike Mack.
Michael Mack, he covers a subject called Marvel for us here on Earth. And there's a character named Doorman, but apparently your universe has one called Therm Scissor Punch, which is far worse than Doorman.
Okay.
Things are strange all over in every galaxy, in every multiverse.
Did I say Mike Mack? Who in the Marvel Universe has a good name? Ant-Man, Captain America, Spider-Man,
Wow.
Iron Man, Hulk. Wow, so cool. I guess Hulk's actually a cool one.
Yeah.
There's not that many of them.
Whereas his universe has cool names like Luke Skywalker and Rey and
Lotico Fendan.
And Lotico Fendan. Yeah, the coolest name I've ever heard. All right, scoreboard says that it's time for question 10 and feeling not so.
Number 10. Chandrila Star Line's access tunnel on Batuu is located next to which shop in Black Spire Outpost? Is that Resistance Supply, Doc Ondar's Den of Antiquities, Toydarian Toymaker, or First Order Cargo?
And I would just like to say that when you took this test, the correct answer, you said, oh, it's definitely not that one.
That was the one I was sure it wasn't, yes. Now, you took the shuttle from the Halcyon down to Batuu. Was that pretty cool? Is that like a well-appointed mode of transportation?
Strangely, it has no portholes or windows looking out into space. You can't see where you're headed, which is unique among pretty much every form of transportation I've ever been aboard, except for this one.
Did you kind of feel boxed in, maybe?
A little bit, a little boxed in. Yes, that's a good way to put it.
No, you don't get a count.
Correct answer here is First Order Cargo, which all of you know, even though I did not.
I will say once we did get up to speed in that transport, we were trucking.
You beat me.
Oh, it's the said that there were no windows, but there were doors.
Oh, very good.
It's not for, it's showing challenge.
What's it like traveling to Batuu, where I know there's a lot of creatures there, not just from the Halcyon, but you're kind of mingling with the, the everyday people? Was that kind of weird?
Let me tell you, some of the outfits that I saw on Batuu during my journey this time, I've never seen anything like that. The way people are dressing nowadays on that planet, and these are all off-worlders too. I don't even know where they're coming from, but apparently Batuu and Black Spire specifically has become a big tourist destination. I don't know. I felt very out of place there, and I don't know if I'll ever go back.
I heard this rumor. I don't think it's true, but they built some kind of puppet show theater near it. Like, I don't know. I don't think it's true, but I heard that somewhere. I think they're insane.
What are you talking
He's
about?
referring to the fact that Muppets is adjacent to.
Oh,
wow, you're slow.
I am slow. You never actually left Batuu. There's some really weird simulated regions adjoining it. You didn't leave Batuu proper, right?
Well, I left to go back onto the Halcyon.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Lotico Fendan. I really appreciate that.
Yep, that's it.
Technically correct answer. Have you met Tony Betty? Scoreboard says Darth Gio's in first place. Yeah, Gio points out lots of strange ears there. You would imagine. All right, Darth Gio's lead has expanded, but he can still lose. Question number 11.
Number
Lodico.
11. Here we go. What is the name of this game played in the Halcyon's atrium? You have to look at the image there. Is it Batuu Bingo, Hyperspace Hustle, Mon Calamania, or Sector Set?
Lodico, did you have a favorite food item aboard the Halcyon, whether food or drink?
That shrimp. I really enjoyed the Felucian blue shrimp and all the blue milk you can eat. I guess blue is a favorite flavor.
Now, Lodico, if I'm not mistaken, I got some. They always send us notes for you to make sure we can have your green room properly appointed. And you had a lot of allergies. Was the Halcyon able to accommodate that?
They were excellent about accommodating my food allergies. Yes, bent over backwards to make sure that I made it through the journey safe and sound and without having to run to the refresher every 10 minutes.
They bent over backwards for your bento box. Never mind.
Wow, last time I went somewhere with someone with allergies, they only bent over forward. They also must be insane service.
Forwards, anybody can do that. Sector Set is the name of that game. Did you have the opportunity to engage?
I played a little bit of Sector Set, but if you watch part 3, which would have come out a couple weeks ago, you might have noticed that my game got interrupted by a certain being aboard the Halcyon who I felt compelled to speak with, and that was a little bit of a cliffhanger at the end of that one.
That was a Earthian sneeze there, Mr. Lodico.
We have sneezed.
Any truth to the rumors there's a space-time portal on Batuu that transports people to a place called Walt Disney World?
I've spent a lot of time on Batuu, but that does not sound familiar to me.
Okay, maybe you need to check some of the nooks or some of the crannies next time you go.
There are some alleyways that I haven't ever gone down, so who knows?
It reminds me of the beginning of Solo.
The last time I was on Batuu, I helped get a glider for a Ewok.
Oh, what? Huh? Oh, with your hollow
Data pad.
hollow data pad. Yeah,
No, it's not a hollow. It's just a data.
just a data.
Yeah, just a data.
Hollow means if you try to tap it, you can.
Hollow. They supply you with your own data pad. I mean, you don't use your own. They supply you with one, correct?
Correct. So I had my own data pad that I brought with me, and then upon boarding, they actually gave me one of their own data pads that I used to access the ship's computer and to speak with the crew members and other passengers aboard. So it was helpful in that way. I'm not sure why I couldn't just use my own data pad.
Can we get a better look at yours there that you showed a second ago?
Absolutely, yes.
Big.
My understanding is that isn't happening as frequently now aboard the Halcyon. That guests are more able to just use their own.
I would love to
data
use theirs
pad.
that way.
But I'm not sure on that.
My data pad would be free for hollow cording, I think, is what I would want to do.
Were there any Dianoga aboard the Halcyon to your knowledge?
I've seen some on Batuu. Don't believe I saw any on the Halcyon. No.
Disappointing.
Mac thinks if you're not sure what something is called, just throw a hollow in front of it. Mac, that is so simplistic. This is the difference between Marvel and this world here. This world is far more
Complex.
intricate, complex. Yeah, it's not enough just to throw hollow in front of something.
Just like just putting man at the end of something makes it a superhero.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, according to
Like,
Kyle,
I'm Spider. Terrible name. I'm Spider-Man. Oh my, this guy's a genius.
the data pad look an awful lot like iPhone 12 minis. Kyle would like to
You have
point
a
out.
baby Dianoga over your shoulder.
Oh, you're
I
right.
have the little
Get your little
Dianoga.
Dianoga. We keep him in his little hollow cage here. Check it out.
I heard a rumor that on the Halcyon they had some kind of issue with someone leaving some Dianoga eggs somewhere.
Oh, yes. So please tell us a little bit. Oh, no, we can't. We'll talk about that when the question arises.
Okay.
This is why I read the contest first now. Question number 12.
Number 12. True or false? The climate simulator replicates the climate on the Halcyon's home planet of Chandrilla. Is that a truism or a falseism?
Wow. It's like we must be like connected through some cinematic portal, because that's exactly how I say that. Truism or falsism.
That's a pretty common phrase, pretty common phrasing of that in my part of the universe.
Why do you want to bring me down there,
And
Lodico?
you.
I'm trying to make a connection with you. I have been humbled by your putting me down. And Mike Mack would like to point out that sometimes they now throw woman in front of after things. So
I suppose
this is
true.
2022 after all. Now, the answer here is false because it's a simulation. Why would you say it's false, Mr. Fendan?
So it tends to be a simulation of the planet that they're headed to. In our case, it was a simulation of the climate on Batuu, actually.
So if the ship is headed home, doesn't it become a simulation of Trandrilla?
Yes, in that case, it would be. But, I suppose I should have worded that a little bit more clearly and said the climate simulator always replicates the climate on the Halcyon's home planet of Chandra.
Oh, I mean, yes, it is
true,
correct.
though, because, it takes about, you'll get there one afternoon, go to the planet, and then you wake up and you're leaving.
Right.
So, I mean, you're not really having time to go there.
I noticed in the image a lot of plants. If it's not a spoiler for a question, do you recall any of the planets whose vegetation was aboard the Halcyon?
I do. I believe one of them was from Ethor, which would have been the home planet of Doc Ondar's species, the Ethorians. I believe one of them was from Lothal, which is another planet that was key in the Galactic Civil War. I'm having trouble remember what the other ones were, but I did document that as part of my journey in the dispatches that I was sending out.
I heard that there was a particularly interesting plant named Seymour. Is that accurate?
Well,
don't know about Seymour. I think Kyle actually worded this better than I would have, or than I did.
I think your answer was
Dad.
more than sufficient.
Dad.
Your wording was more than sufficient. Yes.
I want to see more questions.
Okay, then we're almost there. Very well done. The answer was false. Everyone got. Oh, Magical Mickey is climbing up. Whoever you are very good at this.
Somebody even say you're magical.
No one would say that. Question number 13 and feeling 13. Go ahead, Lodico.
Number 13. What is the name of the logistics and hospitality droid passengers can speak to from their cabins? Is it J4K3, D309, SK620, or B4OP?
Without giving away the answer, how were the interactions with this droid? Is she or he very advanced?
Actually, we should go back to the Dianoga because you reminded me that I was asked by this droid, whatever their name may be, whether I had brought any Dianoga eggs aboard. And no, I told the droid that I had left them at home. But yes, she was very helpful in figuring out where to go on the ship for all of the scheduled announcements and activities and things like that. So I did enjoy that portion of my journey.
Do Dianoga eggs go well with sausage and toast?
I can't say that I've ever thought about eating them. To me, it was just something I picked up to study,
Okay.
Ew.
What?
I don't think those are eggs that people eat.
Well, these aren't people.
I think,
These are
but they may be more like salmon roe. Like
people eat salmon roe.
No, but I mean like for breakfast. You don't really think of that as being like not like a eggs and something for breakfast kind of egg.
So it's more like a caviar, like a high-end delicacy.
That would seem like it would be more like a caviar.
So did they serve Dianoga eggs in the dining room?
I don't believe so. If they did, I missed them. But egg is one of those things that I actually can't consume. So maybe that's why I've never thought about it.
And I've been sad that I've been looking at many different holo documentaries on the holo dramas or whatever we're calling it. I can't do that.
On HoloTube?
Yes.
On the HoloNet,
so
right?
I can't find anybody who claims the Dianoga eggs. So I don't know what happens.
If you say yes, I have them.
Someone did.
Oh, you found somebody?
I thought so.
Okay, well I'll have to go find.
We need to find that. All right.
Just for clarification's sake, it's called Holo YouTube.
Holo YouTube. Oh, not HoloTube.
Holo YouTube.
That makes more sense because there's a lot of tubes out there, and you don't want to end up at the wrong one. So
That's for sure.
Jumps in the hollow tube.
the correct answer
nothing
here
in here.
is D3.
Oh, hollow tube.
D309. Are all four of these types of droids?
All but one are real droids that I've known about, and the fourth one there, number D, is something that I invented.
Does it have a meaning?
Well, there's a famous droid called C-3PO, and I basically did the same. Did one letter before that, one number after that, and back and forth.
Very clever. I've heard of that droid. I believe he is the center of the entire universe in which you reside.
He pretty much is.
Right?
How
Yeah, he's
would
been
you-
around. He's been involved with some famous incidents.
How would I know what? I forgot what I said.
Different types of tubes. I'm guessing.
Because you mistype and you find out really quick. Leave off the Y sometime.
No, definitely don't. Definitely do not.
Geo is still in first place. Gaia Phi Eva in second. No one can catch up with Geo, as he put it earlier. Checkmate.
I do want to point out here that SW Galaxy's Edge, whatever that means, has the most number of correct answers, but is not in first place.
That is an excellent point. In fact, I'm looking at the rest of the board, and there are actually two other people lower on the board who also have 11 correct answers. So speed matters. That would be Uncle Andar and Mayor Box Truck.
So
Well,
that's
at
just
least-
coming down to speed.
Yes, and I believe Mayor Box Truck is distantly related to Mayor McCheese. So fun fact there. Question final.
Final question, number 14. Which of these is not a drink available in the Sublight Lounge, where I spent a not insignificant amount of time on my trip? The Dagobah Vimlet, the Fiery Mustafarian, the Naboo Nightcap, or the Mandalore Sling?
Did you get the opportunity to try the three of these that are accurate?
I did not. I tried one of these four answers.
Just one. So Edith agrees with me. When you think about it, it's weird. C-3PO has been a common denominator of all these events.
That is weird.
It is kind of weird. Because I believe he appears in all 9 of the holodramas that we here on Earth use to recreate the life you're living.
That makes sense. He's been a central player in the galactic struggle between, I guess, what you would call good and evil.
I believe his favorite phrase is "Don't hate the player, hate the game." Right, Lodico?
I have not been made aware of him saying that.
The correct answer here is Naboo Nightcap.
I'm actually impressed that most people got that right.
It's kind of a silly name, Naboo Nightcap, but I guess Mandalore Sling when I played this.
I know you did.
Which one of these did you have the opportunity to try, Mr. Fendan?
I had the Dagobah Vimlet and actually took home a collectible glass. I don't have on me right now, but it is very, very nice.
It is the technically all 12 of them.
All right. Is he in all 12 of them? He's in Solo and Rogue One and what else is there?
Are you counting Clone Wars?
Are you calling the holiday special, Edith?
No. I think she means the Clone Wars movie.
Oh, maybe she does. Maybe she. We
No
don't
one
know.
counts.
Maybe you should ask your next guest.
Yeah, we'll ask our
Who's
next
the
guest. He knows a thing or two about Star Wars. This Lodico guy is very narrow. All right. Can you read, Lodico? Can you do the podium?
I will do the podium, yes. Your winners for today, in third place, SW Galaxy's Edge. In second place, Gaia 5 Eva. And number 1, the winner today is Darth Geo or Geo. Have you been saying that whichever way?
What place were we looking for? 21?
Admiral Max!
Oh, unbelievable.
He's done it! Ladies and gentlemen, Max has just won the interview live with me and screw this thing.
That's right.
That's why you said
Blackjack. Wow. Edith says Clone Wars always counts. She's the one fan of Clone Wars out there.
No, I like Clone Wars too.
The
My,
movie of it.
oh my, how time flies.
We got to give credit to SW Galaxy's Edge for having the most right answers, right?
Let's see if anyone else got all 12 right. Yeah, Uncle Andar in 5th place also got all 12 right. That is extremely impressive. But Gio understands the value of speed. And speaking of speed, this show has flown by. I swear it feels like it didn't take more than 13 parsecs.
Hold on. Magical Mickey was only 6 right, and the top 4.
That's crazy.
How do you do that?
Just
That's
guess.
half of them.
Just guess.
I mean, like half them, but quickly.
You know what that tells me? My algorithm for how to allocate points is not good.
No.
Speed should not overcome that many wrong answers.
Yeah.
All right.
I think it's fine.
Lodico, anything else you'd like
There's
to
only one
say?
in 4
Anything you'd like to tell us about the Halcyon? Anything at all?
Yeah, actually, as a special surprise here at the end of my presentation, we actually have a 5-minute clip of part 4 of Antiquities, which is my holo documentary about my trip aboard the Halcyon. So we're going to play that before you guys do the next quiz. Other than that, I really just want to say thank you very much for having me here on Coruscant. I always enjoy visiting the planet and taking in the sights of the city planet and everything like that, and just getting to see so many places that have had such featured into galactic history in such a big way. But thank you again. See you real soon, and pay attention. Keep your eyes peeled, because there's going to be more coming from Antiquities. So thank you very much, and take care.
Thank you so much, Lodico. Everyone give Lodico a big thank you. Nanu Nanu, we will see you again. And now presenting a teaser for Antiquities Part 4. I appreciate it. Glad to be of service. Of course. Well, what's that?
You still have to verify the stone, right?
Oh yeah, let's take a look at it.
Friends, we're gonna go to the engineering room instead. Come. My friends, look at all of you. Everyone who showed up for a righteous cause. Give yourselves a round of applause. Because, Dominic, I am happy to report that we have achieved the Halcyon. But, Dominic, it wasn't I that did this. It was everyone in this room. First off, where were the people who waylaid Riola? Come here. And where's Wendy?
Somebody else was helping us.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, do you feel comfortable speaking for them?
Well, I'm going to have to, aren't I?
I think so, yes. What did you say to Riola to get her away? So that
I
could
told her
see-
the guy needed to talk to right away, but our other companion said that he yes, come on up. Tell your
Oh
story.
yes, absolutely. What did you say to Riola? Tell the story.
That we were going to write a song about the Halcyon at the 275th anniversary, but needed some information.
That is such a brilliant lie. Hey, give him a round of applause. Thank you so much. And where was there my drama duo? So I think a congratulations are in order, although about 17 years too late, I heard. Oh. Yeah, something like that. But many happy returns on their marriage. Very nice. Excellent. Guy's biggest fan, thank you so much for providing our distraction at the top. But where is Lodico? Come forward. Travelers, friends.
Oh, there he is.
This man held the Hyananea in his hand when all was lost. When Riola had me turn out my pockets like a thief, he held this stone, the soul of the Twi'lek people, held this stone in his hand until it was safe, so it could be successfully returned to the Twi'lek people. Now, Lodico, I understand you are a purveyor and expert in antiquities, is that correct?
Something of an expert, yes. I'll try to be humble, you know.
No, I understand. Gaia, can you hear the stone song? Yes? Will you verify that this is in fact the Hyananea Forest?
Give me 1 second.
Right man for the job.
Look at this.
This looks to be the genuine article.
That is spectacular! Now, Dominic, I've dreamed of giving this stone back to you since we were younglings on Ryloth, but I don't think I'm the one to do it. Lodico, hero to the Twi'lek people, will you please return the stone to its rightful owners?
Absolutely.
I know you came here looking for something for you, but you have found something for us.
I feel like I found a lot more.
Travelers, friends, 1, 2, 3 for Ryloth. Ready? 1, 2, 3 for Ryloth! Domling, would you like to say a few words?
I actually feel at a loss for words. I don't know what each of you did in order to pull off this mission, but I want to thank you for having faith and trust in Wraith and his vision in order to get this stone back to my people. I know that we had to lie and had to put yourself out there in an uncomfortable way in order to bring this to me. But I thank you for that. I appreciate your efforts, and I am going to take this home right away to my people, and I thank you so much. Thank you for your belief. Thank you.
We're back. Hello.
I am speechless, except I'm not allowed to be. That was an amazing.
So fun.
That was just a short clip of episode 4 of Antiquities. The entire show will be premiering on this very YouTube channel immediately after this show. Wow, that was spectacular. We're going to play another game right now. It's called April 30th Be With You. This one was written by, not by Lotico Fendan, but by the Star Wars editor here at Laughing Place, Michael Celestino, and he is going to join us to talk about a little bit about what we saw, as well as play some more trivia. So let's bring on Mr. Celestino. How you doing, Mike?
April the 30th be with you.
Wow, just correcting me right off the bat, you know? Way to go. Did you have the opportunity to see that clip we just showed?
Yeah, I love that dude's facial hair.
Were you as blown away by that as we are?
It was a pretty amazing moment.
I know that Lotico Fendan has no idea who Mike Celestino is, but is the reverse true? Can we talk about
Yeah,
this?
we could talk about whatever you want. I actually want to ask you something related to that, because I don't think we've talked about this yet. Do you know where the name Lotico Fendan comes from?
Not a clue.
So the first name is a combination of my two cats' names. I have a cat named Lotus and a cat named Calico. But the last name Fendan. So originally I was actually going to name the character's name was just going to be Dan Fan, because that was the name that you called Cad Bane when we were talking about it. I think it was actually on this show one day. You called Cad Bane Dan Fan. I just thought that was so funny. But I don't know. It just didn't sound Star Warsy enough for me. So I mixed it around a little bit and changed one of the letters. But Fendan is just basically... it's a reference to a doobie, what's it called? A misnomer? Yeah, I guess so.
So, Mike, knowing that I played such an integral part in the naming of your character, I am humbled. So dumb. All right, so let's get into the trivia here. I'm sure we'll do lots more talking as we go. Again, Mike Celestino, he's our Star Wars editor.
Can I give a precursor to the trivia quiz? This is a quiz. It's all about references to Star Wars in other media that's not Star Wars.
Yes, and very clever quiz. I enjoyed looking through this one a lot. The correct term is
malapropism. Very good.
Thank you, managing editor.
How did that one go so quickly, but we still haven't figured out what word you were trying to think?
It starts with an E, all right?
Because most likely doesn't start with an E.
It's like it's
It's probably the
it's
word
so
you
distinguished. It's so
erratic.
all right, never mind. We're not going through this together.
Exaggerated.
Stop.
Exaggerated. That's it.
All right, Mike Mack. In other mediums, I believe the correct term is in other media.
I can't believe I did that. I can't believe it. You're right. You're right.
And you get paid to write.
They got to me. It's over.
All right. So get yourself to lpquiz.com. lpquiz.com. Today's pin is 52, which reminds me of something that I hit the wrong button. No, I didn't. 52 is the number of cards in a deck, correct?
Oh, no.
And 52 times 52, if you were to do that about 66 more times, you would have the number of possibilities that you would get and shuffle, well, more or less.
Wait, 52 times 52?
No, it's close. It reminds me of 52 factorial, which is the number of possible sequences in the deck of cards. Do you know, Mike, you could shuffle a deck. Shut up. Never mind. You're already shaking your head. All right.
I made a joke once about that and nobody responded, but I thought it was pretty funny. I was like, how come that's true for 52 cards, but not 51 or 53?
And nobody laughed, huh?
No, nobody laughed. But I do think it's a funny joke because it is true for those numbers. We just only talk about 52. When you have to explain it, that's when it's really funny.
Only you have the 51 card deck. Anything you'd like to promote that you got going on here or coming up?
This is all I've been doing lately is Lodico stuff. So it's going to be ending before the end of next month. So get ready for that.
Who's the Boss episode 100 coming up? Not too far from now, right?
That's right. Yes. Actually, tomorrow we're going to be recording episode 100 of Who's the Boss. That will come out on May the 4th. And then episode 101 will be all about Galaxy's Edge for the 3rd anniversary. And that's going to be with Mike Farnham, who was playing along in that previous quiz. I don't know if he's still around. Yeah, super excited.
Do we know yet who your guest, if any, is for episode 100 or what special you're doing for it?
You have his name right there on the screen. My friend David, who's been in every 10th episode of Who's the Boss, is going to be back. We got some surprises planned and probably a lot of make some upsies.
I do entire careers that way. Rock Lobster is here.
I would like to go on after saying the Zax of Life is the worst name ever. Where is my Max of Life?
Max of Life.
You take the good. Yeah. Grandma and Grandpa here. How you doing?
Hi, Mom and Dad.
Don Malaprecipitism is here. It's me. Congratulations to It's Me for joining the club of the club you've joined. It's not even a sequel. Why do I bother? Everyone knows who it is.
Sequel.
Jub is here. Denzel Washington is here. Yub Nub.
Millennium Falcon.
I would love to know what CDOG means. CD's real G.
That's a zero, by the way.
CD's real G.
I think that's my friend Christian Brennan, who's Sea Dog. It says Sea Dog.
Oh, Sea Dog.
Oh, I see it. I see Dog now. Yes, very, very good. Okay.
Oh, you see Dog. That was
Mike with this hair and glasses. He reminds me of someone. Who is it? Dang, that's gonna bother me now. All right. So I think we're about ready to get started. Oh, wait, I hear something. I hear something coming all the way from Southern California.
What? Yeah. What is it?
We'll wait.
I don't hear anything.
It may have something to do with spinning wheel. Or not.
The type that puts Sleeping Beauty to sleep.
Yeah, exactly. Never mind. I don't hear anything. We have something else ready to fill in for that. I forgot to introduce Mike. He has his own intro, and I totally forgot. All right. Never mind. Here it is.
The wheel.
That was Mike Celestino doing his other job as SoCal reporter for Laughing Place. That's so clever.
Every time you play that, Tori gives me a look because she doesn't like that I had to pretend to be angry. Is that why you don't like it? Because I was mean there. Yeah.
Even though it was all for acting, she still bugs her.
Yes.
Aww.
You have to look forward to, Tony?
You didn't tell you what?
You didn't tell me ahead of time you were going to do that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because I didn't tell her what I was going to say or how I was going to say it. I just told her to keep tapping me until I turned around.
So
that'd be annoying.
We're lucky that she didn't just drop the camera and walk away.
That'd have been good.
That would have been a fun spin that wheel.
That's good. Tony Betty would like to point out that everything there is underwater now, and Tony could not be happier.
I was going to say, yeah, that view is a thing of the past now. All the fountains are submerged again.
Wow, I didn't know California fish are flooded.
Yes, it has.
And they're not playing Christmas music either.
Wow. All right, here we
They
go.
will again in like December probably.
If some now we don't.
Actually, no, probably about October. Wouldn't you say?
We are ready to begin this game. We start each
Okay.
game with a poll. Why, Mr. Celestino?
To get everyone used to the interface. Is that right?
And to get to know them better.
And to get to know them better. Oh, which of these is your favorite Star Wars parody of these four? Hardware Wars, Spaceballs, Family Guy's Blue Harvest and the others, or Robot Chicken Star Wars?
Yes, Gideon.
Maybe say we didn't spin the wheel.
Oh, good point.
You gotta spin that wheel.
Now, you've left my favorite choice off of here, Mike.
What's that?
Star Wars Christmas Special.
Oh, yes,
I'm pretty sure it is. What did the wheel spin?
I think actually when I was in the theater at the end of Attack of the Clones, I almost broke down in tears and I said that was the best Star Wars parody I had ever seen. I think that was the line. That was the line I said when Attack of the Clones ended in 2002.
And those were tears of joy?
No.
Yeah, what is Hardware Wars? I've not heard of it.
Hardware Wars is the first ever Star Wars parody that was ever made. It's a classic. It's available on YouTube. It's like 8 minutes long or something, but it's pretty good.
All right. Yeah, not familiar. Well, the people out there said Spaceballs, of course, because that's the one we've all heard of and seen. Do you consider that a pretty good parody?
You know, I enjoyed it when I was a kid, but when I watch it these days, I'm not that into it, I gotta say.
Mel Brooks.
It's
over
very
there.
young. Yeah. Very young.
But it stars the lady from Melrose Place.
Daphne.
Daphne, yeah. Didn't see that one coming. Chewbacca and Chewbacca. Is that Chewbacca? Chewbacca.
Ham salad. I'll never not laugh when I hear the name ham salad. I just think that is hilarious.
And you laughed just now, so yeah.
And
you're right.
and the Obi-Wan Kenobi character's name is Augie Ben Doggy, which I just think is great. I don't know why.
And
Chewbacca looks like Cookie Monster but brown, which is great. This is just really funny.
Mike Celestino, Tony Betty says he saw Episode 2 and Spirit Stallion of the Cimarron the same weekend, and guess which one is the superior film?
I haven't seen Spirit, and I would say it's superior. It has to be.
Episode 2 is my favorite of the prequels. You guys are all crazy.
Wait, really?
Yes,
Yeah.
really.
What kind of insane person?
You know why?
I've seen that movie more times than any person should.
The scene where they go to Clone Planet and see those weird creatures is
He
so
wants to live on
so
Camino.
white and pristine and clean. It just makes me so happy.
He wants to live on Camino.
So, all right, here we go. Now it counts.
Real question number 1. In Raiders of the Lost Ark, which 2 Star Wars characters can be spotted in the Well of the Souls? Is it C-3PO and R2-D2, Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia, Han Solo and Chewbacca, or Yoda and Boba Fett?
Oh, look, it's the great movie ride.
Yeah, I know. You know what's funny? I don't know if it's funny, but I knew this from the Great Movie Ride. I didn't know it was in the actual movie.
It is in the actual movie, yes.
That was funny.
Mike Mack says Doobie's favorite movie is Lysol commercials. That's not very nice, Mac. Your top 12, maybe. Nick, basketball is a peaceful planet. I don't understand that. All right, the correct answer here is, of course, C-3PO and R2-D2. Almost everybody got that. Easy question, Mike. This is going to be so easy.
No, that was a real gimme. They are in the hieroglyphics. I just wanted to point that out before we moved along.
Now, you said this is stuff in other movies. I thought Raiders and Star Wars were in the same universe.
There's one comic book story that was in a comic, I think, called Star Wars Tales, probably like 20 years ago, where Indiana Jones finds the Millennium Falcon in like an old temple on Earth. So that I think that's the only time they've ever officially crossed over, but that wasn't even canon. So
I mean, theoretically, this right now is in canon in the Star Wars universe because whatever happened, it happened long enough ago. No one cares.
That's true.
Everyone's dead. Here's the
Oh,
fact
people
thing.
are all dead. People live a long time in Star Wars universe. 15 is the wheel spot.
Considering how many empires there are, no, they don't.
15 is the wheel spot. That's what you're aiming for, Mac. Somehow Mac has become the master at finishing the wheel spot, which is much harder than finishing it first.
I know. Well, it depends.
All right. TJ with the cat is in first place.
I wonder why.
Do you know this, TJ?
Yes, I do.
You do know TJ.
I'm looking at her. She can hear the questions before everyone else.
Wide advantage for the TJ. This is him making up for being mean to you at BCA.
Exactly. What are they?
For pretending to be mean.
You say tomato, I say tomato.
Oh, sweet tomatoes. I miss sweet tomatoes.
Number 2. Which of these Star Wars characters' names is not spoken aloud by the character Elliot in E.T. the Extraterrestrial? Snaggletooth, Lando Calrissian, Lobot, or Boba Fett?
Lobot. Now, I've seen this movie. I remember Elliot being a dragon, so I'm not understanding how it got into this question. Are you a fan of E.T.?
I love E.T. I think it's great.
It is a great movie. Bad ride, but great movie.
Oh,
I also like the ride.
Terrible movie, amazing ride.
Not a good movie, great ride.
Not a good movie at all. Amazing ride.
All right.
Wow, you did this slower than the animatronics on the ride.
So,
I'll admit it's a good ride.
do you know this one?
Not an up-to-date one.
Snaggletooth isn't even a Star Wars character.
Well, he was. They changed his name when the like later on, but when the original toys came out, he was called Snaggletooth. Anyway, the answer is Lobot.
Happy birthday to Mr. Fulton's mother on Star Wars Day. Wow, I wonder if her birthday's on Star Wars Day every day. By the way, his mother is only 43 years old. His mother is only 43 years old. I'm feeling really, really old right now.
Yeah, I feel. I would also just like to say more people got it wrong than right, so they took a ride on
Episode 1.
Don't you think too?
No.
They took a ride on the ET adventure.
That's
Hey,
right.
now.
That's
not.
right.
That's
That's
good
right.
words.
I like that ride.
Uncle Ondar's in first place. SW Alakiad in second. Yubnub in third. TJ with the cat symbol has dropped down to fourth. And Gio making his move downward in fifth place.
Wow, you actually called it the animal it actually is.
Tony Betty just got Snaggletooth confused with kind of a very Snagglepuss. You know what? TIL, they're two different characters.
TIL everything for you though.
Oh, hush. Really?
I mean,
Really?
Mike Celestino,
There's Discord for that. Yes?
I'm listening.
are you currently watching Mr. Mayor on NBC?
No, I have not seen Mr. Mayor.
Oh, okay. I'll have to send you a clip. There's a clip by an actor in that I think you would giggle at, but my husband fell on the floor, nearly fell out of his chair laughing at it. So I'll get it to you later.
Wow. I have to get there fast. Let me do my Scooby-Doo run. I can't wait to use that in person. All right. Anyway, moving on.
oh dear.
Okay, number 3. Jaws was never my scene, and I don't like Star Wars is a line in a song by which band? Queen, the Ramones, the Rolling Stones, or Kiss?
Wow.
This is amazing. I can't believe I did not know this
Me
one.
either.
I had never heard that line before. But,
I know at least one person is going to get it right who's playing along.
Which is a better movie, Jaws, Star Wars, or The Queen, starring Dame Judi Dench?
Well, Jaws is my favorite movie ever made, so I will say Jaws.
I didn't know that.
I knew that.
I didn't know that.
Because me and Mike is my favorite person in the whole world.
Wait, what? What?
Jaws is a great movie. Nowhere near the greatest movie of all time, but it is a great movie.
All I know is it had a great ride.
Well,
The image there, sorry to interrupt you, dude.
No, go ahead.
That image has an interesting story. Steven Spielberg took out a full page ad in Variety when Star Wars beat Jaws at the box office. And that's it right there.
Mike Mack agrees Jaws is the best of those movies. David Murtaugh, really, David? I couldn't slip by a Dame Judi Dench. You had to correct me to Helen Mirren. Pretty sure those two people have never been seen in the same place at the same time. So.
Oh, Tony wants to know which.
And Tony would like to know which Jaws is the best movie of all time.
Well, only one of them is good, so that one.
I disagree. Jaws 3 in 3D with Lou Gossett Jr. is kind of good. Kind of good. Especially the part with the underwater tunnels and then the shark. Yeah, that's a good scene. All right. Jaws gets extra points for inventing the summer blockbuster. I'll give you that.
True. And the answer is Queen. People did not seem to know that one.
From the song Bicycle. Can you sing that part of the song?
Boy. Can I do a Freddie Mercury? No.
Have you played this game?
Oh, we play that game a lot. It's great.
Wow, that's awesome.
I have only ever been the shark because I love being the shark. It's so much fun.
Do you play against your wife?
Yes.
And so you're mean to her during that game.
I'm waiting for her to catch up to the live stream.
Did she go somewhere else? So she's delayed. Oh.
That's different, she said.
Okay. He said it's okay if you don't do Freddie Mercury. I can't do Elvis, but that doesn't stop me. I beg to differ. My Elvis is flawless. Take that. All right. Queen is the answer, starring Freddie Mercury and Helen Mirren. By the way, Dame Judi Dench stars in maybe my second favorite movie of all time. Maybe Notes on a Scandal. I'd like to point that out. Uncle Ondar's in first place. Geo, not in the top 5. Check that out.
But the person I thought would get it right got it right. Sea Dog. So
Sea-Dog.
He's a big Queen fan.
How many questions have we done? 3. So we have a couple people with all 3 right. Just those 2 at the top are the only ones that have all 3 right. That's cool.
Wow, literally a couple people.
Yeah, literally a couple people.
This
is a hard quiz. Edith, I thought Edith left.
Number 4.
Out of shower, a bagel, coffee.
Complete this line of dialogue from Back to the Future. My name is Darth Vader. I am an extraterrestrial from the planet blank. Is it Tatooine, Arrakis, of the Apes, or Vulcan?
Wow, now this is from Back to the Future. A lot of people consider Back to the Future their favorite movie of all time. You agree with me that it is highly overrated, correct?
Back to the Future is one of my favorite movies of all time.
All right, I guess you don't agree with me.
Certainly, probably top 5, maybe top 5.
Really? What else might you put in your top 5 other than Jaws?
It's probably Jaws, Empire Strikes Back, Raiders is in there, and I think Rushmore, the Wes Anderson movie.
Really?
That's like the indie of all.
Yeah, you got to have an indie in there.
Yeah.
Okay. You need to check that out, Rushmore. I'm a big fan. Which president does it focus on? Is it Roosevelt?
It's the name of the school, the high school that he goes to, the Rushmore Academy.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm sorry. Need to catch up with some comments here. Edith would like to point out she left, had a shower, made a coffee, ate a bagel, and we're on question 3. That's the way we do it around here, Edith. And
24-hour show. 24-hour show.
Very white as Evel Knievel. That is really funny. Schnebs likes the Jaws game from the 70s where you try to fish stuff out of the
Do you remember that?
No.
Oh, I had that.
I think that's Hungry Hungry Hippos.
It had a rubber band, and the lower jaw, you had all these items on it, and you would pick one at a time, and at some point it would be too few items, and it would snap shut, and you didn't want to be the person who snapped shut.
And Rebecca liked to put her Barbie in there.
Yep, I did. My Barbie could fit in there.
Oh, Tony Betty with an awesome spoiler alert. Technically, if you're from the planet of the Apes, you're not an extraterrestrial.
Spoilers for Planet of the Apes.
That's really good, Tony.
Spoilers. They put that
You did it!
They put that final scene on the cover art of the.
I know.
That's right. Oh, most people knew this one. Vast majority.
That's hilarious.
Nobody picked Arrakis.
What is Arrakis?
That's from Dune.
I should show you Planet of the Apes, the original.
No, not the original, the Mark Wahlberg version.
No, you should see the original.
Which Planet of the Apes do you recommend watching, Mike? Mark Wahlberg, the modern trio, or the original?
No, Charlton Heston for sure.
So Mark Wahlberg, right?
Although I feel like I need to wait till we go back to Florida so you can watch it with Tony and Morgan. Tony is a Planet of the Apes fiend.
I knew that. Why did I know that? I know too much about you people. We're not supposed to be that close to the underlings. All right. Top 4 remains the same. You're right. He is since I was 51. I mean, 51 years.
Number 5. In which Die Hard movie does John McClane say he's more of a Star Wars guy? Die Hard 2, Die Harder, Die Hard with a Vengeance, Live Free or Die Hard, or A Good Day to Die Hard?
And this scene is from the original Die Hard.
That's correct. I didn't want to tip.
The coast, having a few laughs. Die Hard, Doobie's favorite movie of all time. There is no close second.
But this line, as opposed to what?
What?
The line is, he says, more of a Star Wars guy.
So,
what?
Well, I'll explain after we know the answer because it gives it away.
Okay.
We know the answer. The time has run out.
The time has run out. The answer is, I didn't know the answer.
It's Live Free or Die Hard. He's talking to Kevin Smith's character, and Kevin Smith plays like a hacker, and in his office he has a cutout of Boba Fett, and Bruce Willis says like, "Oh, I like your cutout" or whatever, and Kevin Smith goes like, "Oh, are you a fan of the Fett?" And John McClane says, "Oh, I'm more of a Star Wars guy." So it's a joke that he doesn't know who Boba Fett is. I want to show you something real quick. Can you like vamp for like a minute?
Yeah. I like this movie too, Live Free or Die Hard. It stars that one funny looking guy. I guess I should have muted you too.
Get the lamp. You can show people the Falcon panel on the lamp and remind them that the Hyperspace Lounge is coming to the Disney Wish.
The Hyperspace Lounge is coming to the Disney Wish. We got sent this cool lantern.
And if you light up the Mickey wand and shove it inside, you can see how it works. It's kind of cool.
Okay, Mike's back. I'll do this real quick. Mike, you're back. Sorry, I can't hear you yet. You're muted.
Okay.
You're back.
I'm back. So among the many dorky things that Tori and I do all the time and every year is create a calendar for the following year, but starring our cats. It was inspired by a thing called Catitudes, which is a real calendar that you can get. But we create our own Catitudes calendar starring our 2 cats. And we just take pictures that we've taken of them throughout the year and put like funny captions on them, which is what the other Catitudes calendar does. Anyway, this is a picture of our cat Lotus, and you'll see the caption here.
Oh, nice. Very, very, very nice. I love that. That is a great movie. And yes, Mike, it is most definitely a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
The best Christmas movie of all time.
What's your second favorite movie?
That was a bubble blower, not a snow blower. Second favorite movie might be No Time to Scandal. I'm not sure. I don't have a definitive second, but I definitely have a definitive second.
Jurassic Park, I think.
You know what? Jurassic Park is second. Coherence is probably my indie movie. Have you ever seen Coherence, Mike?
Which one's Coherence?
These 4 friends have a dinner party.
Yes.
Outside.
We watched that probably like 6 months ago.
Really?
It was interesting. Yeah. David recommended that to us. Did David recommend? Yeah. David Murto recommended that to us. It was interesting.
It's weird. I watch that about every 6 months. I love that movie.
Yeah.
I like Triangle.
What is it?
Triangle, the people who find a boat abandoned and it ends up being a time loop. Spoiler alert.
No.
Okay.
I haven't seen
Good
that.
movie. Probably shouldn't have said that part. All right.
There's an X-Files episode called Triangle, and it has a similar premise. It's probably also about the Bermuda Triangle.
That's fascinating. Tony Betty has a great question. Where can we order this calendar?
Well, we send it out to friends and family, but you can definitely join that list if you like.
You won't get one, Tony. Sorry about that.
I took his engagement photos.
Al Burbank. Rumor, Argyle grew up to be Doobie. I will neither confirm nor deny that rumor, but I am a big fan of Christmas in Hollis. I will say that. Tony said he's surrounded by no less than 3 people that want to know. Make some money with the calendar, Mike. All right, let's move on. The correct answer is Live Free or Die Hard. Uncle Andar still in. No! Galaxy's Edge popped into first place.
Wow, there we go. Mike Farnham, I think that is probably.
5 for 5. How about that?
Yeah, he knows his stuff.
Morgan says, well, then can I get one? He doesn't matter. Welcome to marriage, Tony. Starting early.
Number 6. In the Kevin Smith movie Clerks, Dante says, all Return of the Jedi had was a bunch of blank. Was it Ewoks, Muppets, crazy creatures, or nonsense?
I really need to see this movie.
I don't love Kevin Smith. I think he's a fine person. Don't care for his films.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. He seems like your kind of guy.
I've met him a bunch. He used to shop at a store I worked at. Very, very friendly. Super nice to me. Never loved his movies.
That's even more fascinating. You've met him, you like him as a person, and you don't like his movies. That's wow. Okay.
Yeah.
He just messed up Masters of the Universe for me. I didn't like where he went with Masters. I haven't seen the second. Like I think it's season 1. I didn't see season 2, so maybe where he takes it gets better. But what he did initially, I wasn't a fan.
I like his work in Footloose. He was a good dancer. Muppets is the correct answer.
Yes. Well,
that would have been my guess. Yeah.
Did you see Mike Max?
Weird. I used to shop at a store he owns. Pretty much the same thing, Matt.
So actually, okay, so he's talking about Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash in New Jersey. So I used to work at this store called Laser Blazer in West LA, which was a Laserdisc store and became a DVD store by the time I was working there. But he actually ended up renting out the back half of our store and turning it into like the West Coast version of Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash.
Nice. David Murto. Usually this is the reverse. You have to separate the art from the artist, and you talk about how horrible the person is and how great their work is.
See, David and I share an opinion on Kevin Smith.
That is awesome. That means your opinion is as honest as can be. JJ says, I need to see this movie. Okay, this is now on my list, but with about 12,000 other movies, but it's now on my list, including Remember the Titans, Mac. It's on the list.
I should put that on your surgery recovery list because you have no choice.
I haven't seen Remember the Titans, but I've seen Little Rascals multiple times, right?
The joys of fatherhood.
What's the second one called? I was trying to say the second one.
Save the Day.
Save the Day. Little Rascals, Save
You
the Day.
bought that one for me. I watched it so much. I also watched a lot of Home Alone 4, but we can only find it at the library, so we'd have to rent it. Why Home Alone 4?
By the
I
way,
have no idea.
what is your favorite Home Alone movie?
One.
Oh, that's not what transfer used to be.
No, this is 4 or whatever.
Question number 7. Feeling like a good place.
All right. What is the title of the 10th season Simpsons episode that guest starred Mark Hamill? Boy, I really made this one tough. Star is Burns, Trash of the Titans, Mayor to the Mob, or Homer to the Max?
Wow.
Mark Hamill, he was really stretching doing an animated character voice, wasn't he?
He plays himself.
Oh,
And he
Does he
sings
know how?
he sings a song called Luke Be a Jedi Tonight, which is a parody of Luck Be a Lady Tonight from the musical Guys and Dolls.
Mike going deep on this now. I did not know you were a musicals expert too.
Oh, I'm not. I just know because it's a big featured part of that episode of The Simpsons.
Wow, I'm humbled.
Rebecca is singing the Mark Hamill version of that song.
No, I'm not. I'm saying the original. I don't know Mark Hamill.
All right. Couple things. Mark Farnham says Mark Hamill is such a joker. Very clever.
Nice one.
You used red titles too. Oh, real titles too. Wow.
Yeah.
Those are all actual titles.
Those are all real Simpsons episodes. There's like 700 episodes, so there were a lot to choose from.
Doesn't Mike Celestino also recap Simpsons for Laughing Place?
He does.
Not always.
He does, yes. And we have a quick story arc going in the chat. There was a full-fledged Jay and Silent Bob Secret Stash in Westwood, but it closed and then moved to Laser Blazer.
Correct.
And then Geo points out Laser Blazer.
Laser Blazer is gone now. Yeah, it made me very sad when that shut down. I worked there for a few years. It was a real fun time.
And Kyle purchased Mae West.
What year? What year was that, Kyle? I may have sold it to you.
Wow.
That's like the best. I love that idea.
What is Laser Blazer?
That's the store I used to work at.
What kind of store?
Laser discs?
They started with laser discs. I feel like I'm repeating myself now. They started with laser discs. They moved to DVDs.
Okay.
Then they shut down because Netflix. What's that?
They sell streams now?
Yeah, they're done. They're gone.
You know the bad thing about streaming, Mike? You cannot hug a film stream. No, you cannot.
I heard the owner sold, because he owned the shop or the storefront or whatever, but he sold it for many hundreds of thousands of dollars, I think, because it's in like a prime location in West LA.
Kyle said it was probably 2009 or 2010.
Was that?
That was after my time.
Was Laser Blazer like a specific signature store, or was it a chain like Tower Records?
No, it was privately owned. Only one location.
In Westwood?
In West LA. It was on Pico Boulevard, just west of the Fox lot. And
I grew up right around there in like right around 78, 79. Is that the era?
It was in walking distance of the what is that mall called over there? The West Side Pavilion.
West Side Pavilion. I used to hang out there all the time in college in the 80s.
Yeah.
You young whippersnappers.
I remember when it was so cool that I had to house sit for my boss, and so I got to watch laser discs. That was like so cool. Ooh, laser discs. Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, the future.
It's still best quality, They're coming back like vinyl.
Yeah.
All right. The correct answer here is what, Mike?
It's called Mayored to the Mob. Season 10, The Simpsons. You can watch it on Disney Plus right now.
Unaltered?
I believe so.
In the correct ratio.
Yeah.
Yes. You can change your aspect ratio, yes.
Have they fixed all of those?
The Simpsons is fixed, yes.
Okay.
But you have to go in and change your settings to get it right.
Somehow The Simpsons is fixed, yet the episodes will continue forever. Question number 8.
Number 8. The Weird Al Yankovic song, Star Wars song, The Saga Begins, is a parody of what classic rock hit? Rocket Man by Elton John, Hotel California by the Eagles, Piano Man by Billy Joel, or American Pie by Don McLean?
I'm a rocket man. Welcome to the Hotel California.
Do you remember Radio Oz, Doobie?
Yeah, of course.
Kids radio.
Yeah.
Do you remember which Star Wars song was like on the top?
Yoda. Every day it was like their number one song. Yoda.
One of the coolest ever experiences of my life is I was front and center at the Weird Al Yankovic concert at Star Wars Celebration 2017 in Orlando. And during the chorus of Yoda, he held out the microphone for me to sing the entire chorus for him, like on mic.
Is that on video somewhere? Oh, come on.
There is a video. So you can't see me, but there is a video of it where you could hear me singing it. Yeah.
Whoa.
It was totally nuts. I was not expecting that to happen.
Oh, that is so awesome.
Do you appreciate the dream life you are leading, my friend?
Sometimes I'm convinced I'm in a coma and I'm just imagining all this.
Wow, that's
what
incredible.
A simulation he got.
I know. I'm just living on the back of a turtle. The correct answer is this here Anakin guy. Maybe Vader someday later. Now he's just a French fry.
Had to throw in an easy one here and there,
Almost everyone got it. Nearly magical. Weird Al co-star. Hey, let it go. Let it go.
Let it go. No.
Okay, Paul Schnapp recommends looking up William Shatner's spoken word.
I remember that.
It is epic. Are you unfamiliar, DB?
I feel like I've seen it.
No, it is epic.
Rock.
All right. Go ahead. What?
I was just doing a bad William Shatner.
Yeah, it was very good.
William Shatner is a bad William Shatner.
Not as good as his monologue when he got off the rocket, when he did the Blue Origin. His monologue there was like quintessential William Shatner, and so it was really fun. It was brilliant.
David got that wrong? Oh man.
My best William Shatner is still Get a Life, people.
That's your favorite.
That's so awesome. Also, Han Solo every day. Harrison Ford. Uncle Ondar in first place. David got it wrong. What happened, David? Too much noodle bowls. What were we talking about with David that one time?
That's Trumbo. That's Alex Trumbo.
Oh no, sorry, it was Trumbo.
Wait, you have two friends?
Dude, he's Mike Celestino, not Cody.
What movie depicted below features a post-apocalyptic society that uses Star Wars as its mythology? Is it The Postman, Reign of Fire, Children of Men, or A Quiet Place?
Oh wow.
Thank you for ignoring my typo there.
Oh no. Murto says it's your fault.
Oh, are you sure that wasn't me? Because you copy and pasted mine, right?
Not this one. No, not the answers in this one.
Okay.
This is, yeah. I don't want to speak ill of Doobie's app, but I absolutely got that right and it counted me wrong. Did you take too long, perhaps, Murto? I'm pretty sure the app works.
Yeah. We've had about
This is actually our
50
52nd quiz 52.
We've had 52 tests.
Yeah, and if
No, that'd be weird. I mean, I bet it could happen.
anything could happen.
Yeah.
I bet it's human error.
Yes.
100. Here's what I say: 100% chance it could, 1% chance it would.
Well put. Well, did you make that up?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Write that down. That's like genius.
Wait, I missed it. What did he say?
Say it again.
100% chance it could happen, 1% chance it would happen.
I like that a lot.
That's so silly.
I'm proud of my boy.
That's so
Oh, I
ridiculous.
need to learn that song so I can sing it when I'm proud of you.
Oh, please don't learn that song.
Robert
Dad,
Tucker. There was
Dad, I enjoy singing my father. Don't learn that song, I won't enjoy it anymore.
an episode of Get Smart, great show, where Chaos was trying to get the laser blazer in season 4. Love that show.
Missed
Remember-
it by that much.
Yeah. Did you ever see the nude bomb?
That was the movie that they made decades after the show went off the air.
And it
I don't think
What
I
is
ever
that?
saw it.
the
No.
bomb that if
I
it goes
didn't
off turns everybody
I didn't see it either.
dumb.
Dumb.
Somehow a family-friendly movie though.
Is this show family friendly show anymore?
I guess he diffused the bomb before it went off. Then you have no problem.
No, he did not.
Okay.
The correct answer is Reign of Fire. I would have gotten this. I remember that famous Empire Strikes Back scene.
Why does it need to exist?
Why do we need to
I
exist?
keep waiting for my favorite appearance of Star Wars in a non-Star Wars thing. So I'm waiting. It hasn't happened yet.
Oh, I hope
Wait.
it's in there. I'm not sure what you're referring to, but
I know. We'll see. Well, let's
Still
hurry
have
up.
5 questions left.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yes, if you're still here, 2-hour show.
Uncle Andar in first place. Here we go. Question number 10. And let's begin.
The movie Fanboys is about a group of friends' quest to see which Star Wars film. Is it Return of the Jedi, the Star Wars Holiday Special, The Phantom Menace, or The Force Awakens?
Yes, it is on Disney Plus, Donna, but you can still watch it on ABC. Mac, I just saw that question. I got right. Yeah, that's the way we work here. Did you ever see the movie Trekkies?
I have seen
Documentary?
Trekkies 1 and 2, yes.
It's a good documentary. I've only
Yeah,
seen
I
it,
enjoy that one.
but it's good. Is there a similar thing about Star Wars fans?
Yeah, I don't remember what it's called, but
Okay.
there definitely is. There was a documentary about the people waiting in line for Phantom Menace for sure. And that's
Oh.
the one that it turned out to
Okay.
be the answer. Yeah.
Okay. The Phantom Menace, by the way, is the answer here. Mike, how long did you wait for the Phantom Menace?
Oh, not long. We didn't camp out, even though I was living in LA. But several months later, my friends and I thought it would be hilarious to pretend to camp out for Pokemon, the first movie. So it was like months before that movie was going to come out. And I made a big sign that says the line starts here for Pokemon, the first movie.
No way.
This is when Pokemon was literally just for small children, and it would be ridiculous for adults. I mean, we were 19 years old or whatever, but nowadays there are adults into Pokemon. It was not the case in 1999, but it was a funny stunt.
That's great.
That's
Did
the
you make
kind of
news?
dorky stuff that we did in college instead of drinking.
Did you make the news?
No, we got kicked out by the cops like maybe 2 hours into it.
Awesome. Nikki B points out Antiquities now premiering on the YouTube Laughing Place channel.
That can't be right. It's scheduled for 10 o'clock, so I hope it hasn't premiered.
Okay.
It might be letting you know it's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully. So don't go if it is, because
Yeah.
the Phantom.
We were at 30 people. Now we're at a whopping 29.
All right. Uncle Ondar is still in first place. Gio, once again, working his way to the top. What was our number? 15 today?
Wow.
Oh, come on.
Come on.
Mac is in 15th place. How do you do this? Like,
He's really good at that.
Man.
question
Number
11.
11. Which Pixar movie contains the Star Wars quote, "You came here in that thing"? Is it WALL-E, Up, Ratatouille, or Soul?
What is this photo?
That is a crazy photo.
It's just
Oh, that's
weird.
cool. He's like a Buzz Lightyear stormtrooper riding
That doesn't look bad.
Rex
the Rex
Swamp Rat. My
That's not
mess. What are those
Swamp
creatures
Rat.
called? Not
Dewback.
Bantha.
That's not a bantha.
That's a dewback.
A what?
Dewback.
It's not a bantha?
Bantha's
No,
not-
banthas are furry.
It's like the
elephant.
enormous ram horn elephant looking thing.
Oh, okay. Donna would like to point out it's 10 p.m. somewhere.
Barnum Barry Knowles.
I know, that was trippy. Tony Betty points out this photo was grossly offensive, I'm guessing because you dared defile Star Wars.
I found it on Google Images. I didn't make it.
How
Correct answer.
dare you mix best thing ever and the worst thing ever?
Oh, that's
Yes.
clever. Yeah.
Referring to the house that Carl Fredricksen takes to, what's it called? Paradise Falls? Yeah.
Take me down to the Paradise Falls where the grass is green and the girls are pretty.
That rhymed.
Surprised David missed that one too. He's a big Pixar guy.
Oh, David, is it my app?
He's going to comment, "Oh, I got it right," and the computer is what's wrong. The computer that's never wrong is
Just
wrong.
call him
In other words,
David down.
connection dropping.
David down under.
Oh yeah, that's Edith's excuse, right?
Oh,
Oh, my goodness.
Question 12.
In which sitcom does a main character dress up like Princess Leia to get out of jury duty? Was it Roseanne, Dharma and Greg, The Big Bang Theory, or 30 Rock?
I know it's not one of these because I'm pretty sure I've seen all of those. So that does not help at all. David Murto does admit he got that one way wrong.
Okay.
Did you see Mac helping you out with your improvisation there?
What? Could have said tall. It was right there. Related to what? I don't remember.
Instead of pretty, because it rhymes with falls, and girls are tall.
Take me down to the Paradise Falls where the grass is green and the girls are tall. Oh, won't you please?
I got it better. And the birds are tall.
Oh,
Wow. Time out.
I take that back.
Take me down to the Paradise Falls where the grass is green and the birds are tall. Won't you please take me home? That was awesome, Gideon.
We need a 15 years too late parody of Paradise City themed to Up.
I would just like to say, I'm sorry. I had a suggestion. I should have just kept quiet.
No,
No, it was great. It was
That
awesome.
was brilliant. Wow.
But as a reminder, don't forget to keep on top of the Who's the Boss Pod Twitter account so that you can be informed when Mike's live performance is happening.
Oh,
in
right.
Anaheim.
Kyle, so clever. Written by Doobie/Gideon.
Nice.
That Slash is the guitarist for the band that did that song.
Oh, that's funny.
Guns N' Roses.
Yes,
Yes, Mike is going to be singing in the karaoke competition put on by Skywalking Through Neverland.
They're part of the group that puts it on. It's called the Virtual Cantina.
And you will be singing what?
Hasn't been revealed yet.
Okay.
Okay.
So, but whatever it is, you know it's your absolute favorite song, so vote for Mike.
I love that
So
song.
you can't vote for me because it's a panel of judges.
I take everything I said back. All right. Correct answer is 30 Rock.
Yes. Tina Fey's character. Liz Lemon. Remember that show? What happened?
I never liked 30 Rock.
Okay.
Highbrow for me.
Too highbrow.
If you are Han Solo, it's a pair of Dice City. Well done
There you
as
go.
well. Okay. I feel like this is like the high point of this show, other than Lotico Fendan. That was so good.
Oh, big change up there.
Uncle Andar is now in first place.
Yay for the Authorian.
David Bot in second, would be in first if my program didn't mess him up.
Connection dropping.
2 questions to go. Question 13, feeling flirteen.
All right. The Lost episode, Some Like It Hoth, sees which character attempting to rewrite The Empire Strikes Back? Was it Hurley, Charlie, Faraday, or Juliet?
Thank you.
For some reason, your image for this one didn't come through, so I chose this one.
That's fine. That's a cool one. I like it.
This is the best TV show of all time, and I would have gotten this one right. Tony Betty says 30 Rock is a top 5 series. Tony, you and I definitely do not have.
Wait, in all fairness, have you ever even watched a moment of 30 Rock?
A moment, yes. Several commercials.
That's it, right?
Yeah.
Just commercials.
No,
yeah,
I don't.
I think you might. I think.
I can't risk liking it. I can't watch it.
Can't risk liking.
Exactly. Some things you just got to protect yourself from. The correct answer here is, of course, Hugo himself.
We were watching the alternate show at the time. Weren't there like 2 shows that we always
What was the other one, though?
confuse them all the time?
Yeah.
The other one had the guy from West Wing.
That was a pretty ensemble show there.
Yeah, I know. I'll think about it, you guys.
Oh, it was Studio 60. Yeah.
Yeah.
Studio
I
60
didn't watch
sounds
that one either. Doobie, they lied. They were in purgatory. They were not in purgatory. They were not in purgatory. Season 6, the Flash Sideways, they were in purgatory. That's the only purgatory in the show. The rest of the show was not purgatory.
correct. Doobie is right.
Don't get me started. Hurley is the correct answer. Hugo.
Don't get him started.
Don't make me break out a segment of Doobie's right. All right. Uncle Ondar's in
You're
first
off.
place. 1 question left. They're separated by not that much, Mike. What might you say about this?
I think it's anybody.
Oh,
Very well done.
thank you, Mike. All right. Let's go, David Bot. You can do it.
Final
Well,
question, number 14. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which character cites The Empire Strikes Back as an influence on his moves? Was it Iron Man, Spider-Man, Black Widow,
No.
or Doctor Strange? David does not watch Marvel movies.
Oh, no. Oh,
I was
no.
wondering why we got high energy Mike all of a sudden.
David can use his blockbuster intuition to get this one, I think. Who would you like to be stuck in a room with watching Star Wars? Robert Downey Jr., Tom Holland, the guy who plays Doctor Strange, or Scarlett Johansson?
Well, when did we meet? 2012? Yeah. More than 10 years ago, my answer probably would have been C. But, no, RDJ would be a fun to watch Star Wars with.
That was awesome. Thank you very much, Mike. You did not disappoint there.
Dad, read what that says.
I don't know. Yeah,
No, read it. Read it.
I'm not going to read it. Who plays Doctor Strange? That's driving me crazy. Anyway,
Benedict
Benedict Arnold. I mean, Benedict Cumberbatch.
Back from the grave to clear his name and play Doctor Strange.
You want to read the podium, Mike?
Sure. Sorry, David.
Oh, wait, the answer was Spider-Man. Forgot there was a question.
Yes.
Black Widow, are you kidding me?
Also, I said his. in the question, which probably gave away that it wasn't C. Third place, Spark Vader. Second place, Geo. First place, Uncle Ondar. And David dropped out of the top 3. Sorry.
David finished in fourth place.
Who
Fourth
got
place.
15?
And in 15th,
Oh my!
Did he do it? Did he hit the double? Mike
Yeah,
Jack?
What?
Mike Jack got the double?
Mike Mac got the number again.
wow.
That's
Oh my
incredible. Did he get that one right?
Your skills, your skills
I
are
think
unmatched.
I have
by
entered a
anyone.
tier of this game that has only previously included Geo. That's amazing.
That's pretty impressive.
All right.
Oh wait, yeah, good idea.
Wait a second. Are you saying Lodico didn't have an actual crowd there?
Well, he did. I just have this thing.
All right. Normally,
You
right
can
about
make
now,
crickets.
we would play an outro and come back for more, but this has been way too long of a show. So, and plus, you need to get yourself a glass of water and a snack before the world premiere of Antiquities episode 4 in 18 minutes. So, we're just going to say goodbye straight from here. Mike Celestino, thank you very much. Thanks, Lotico Fendan, for joining us.
Bravo.
And can't wait to do this again. We cannot wait until next May 4th. You need an excuse to come on soon. Christmas time. Will we have Santa again on Christmas or one of his helpers?
Some I gotta come up with something fresh.
Okay.
Unlike the First Order.
Unlike the First Order, who you would like to help.
We need a first order
All
officer to come on the show one day.
So, here's what's gonna happen. So I have it scheduled for 10 o'clock, but I think as soon as we're done here, I'm just gonna go and click instant premiere. So if you do want to watch part 4 of Antiquities, a Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser story, just pay attention to whatever. I don't know how it works on YouTube.
Probably, if he's going to do it right after we end, you probably can just stay right where you are, and it'll just start. If you're on YouTube,
Okay.
I believe so. But if not, just go to youtube.com/liveandplay/live, and you'll see. No, that's not. You know what? Go to our YouTube channel. Click on the premiere. Let's get out of here. Good night, Mike.
Good night.
Bye, everybody.
Black. It's black.
It's just going to fade us,
I
and
know
then
it.
he's by
Oh,
himself.
wait. Forget this.